She was dominant on that softball diamond, and that is exactly why she is going into the Saluki Hall of Fame and part of the class here in 2025. Here to talk about her induction into the Hall of Fame is none other than Brianna Jones. Bree, congratulations on going into the Hall of Fame. What was that moment like when you got the call?
It's just odd because I was like, what is this? I know what a Hall of Fame is, but I'm like, okay, how big of a deal is this? And then Carrie and Jen and all of them text me, and I was like, okay, maybe it's a bigger deal than what I'm leading on. So I was like, and now leading up to this moment, I'm like, okay, it's a big deal.
It is a huge deal, and your name is rewritten all over the record book. And look, the numbers, the stats, those are all things that ultimately get you into the Hall of Fame. But there's so much that fuels those numbers. People that have been big, impactful behind the scenes for you in your career. Who are some of those most impactful people that you believe has led you to have a Hall of Fame career?
Mostly my coaches, only because my parents were not good at sports. But I have to appreciate what they did for me growing up. I had a travel ball coach that I stayed with throughout my whole career. And then, of course, Jen and Carrie. They were great. I can't say that I had one of those college experiences with sports that some will say I had the most amazing experience that I could have thought about. So,
talked about your coaches. I mean, Coach Blaylock, Coach Sewell, who, of course, still leading the program here to this day. What was it about being a Saluki softball player that made it so special? I mean, it's not just you, Bree. I mean, there's so many great players throughout the years, and I know that both of them are key figures in that. What do you believe just separated the Saluki softball program from others?
I think that they had a lot of trust in their players, and I don't think that a lot of coaches have that. So, like, they gave us freedom when we asked for it. They led us when we needed it, and then vice versa. They were always on our side, I guess I could say.
Yeah.
And they listened to us. That was my biggest thing, is like they listened to us. I would sit down with the both of them, and it might have just been the three of us in their office, and I was like, Carrie, Jen, listen. And they did. They did that. And I was like, okay, good. I can talk to you guys. So,
of all the things that you hold on to, you know, numbers are kind of numbers, but in terms of the relationships with your teammates, those memories you make on the road, what are some of those that you really hold on to that are really special?
as bad as the bus rides were, and plane rides, as bad as those were, the girls, it was always fun with them, and they made the trip easy, even after a loss. I mean, it still was easy to ride back. Wasn't that great after a loss, but even the lows and the highs that we had, it was amazing with them the whole time. So.
Again, the reason you're in the Hall of Fame, a huge reason, is because of those stats and those numbers. Is there one specifically, any accomplishment that you've had individually as a player, and knowing it doesn't just take you as well? There are a lot of help, and you need great teammates around you to have those possible. But is there one that was just special for you more than any other, or do they all kind of run the same?
There's so many.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to tell you something that you're not going to believe, but an accomplishment for me was, I remember it was either a shutout or a perfect game or something. We were here at home, and I remember there's a video of it, and for the third out, there was a pop fly hit to me, which this is going to sound so crazy, but they didn't want me to touch the ball unless I was throwing it, and it was hit to me, and I was like, I got it, and they were like, everybody was standing there like shocked, and I caught it, and everybody was like, yes, and it's like, yes, thank God. So that was probably the biggest one.
You get when you have the opportunity to either speak to the current team, speak to current athletes in this day and landscape and climate, if they ask you, Brianna, what's the most important thing to be a successful Saluki? What would you say is the most important characteristic to have?
I do softball pitching lessons back at home, and every pitcher that I have, I tell them, I'm like, don't be perfect. Do not be perfect, because you will never be perfect. That'll kill your mental game and everything like that. But I'm like, even just as a pitcher in general, like, you can't be perfect. If I threw a perfect pitch every time, they're going to swing every time. So I was like, don't be perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You don't want to be perfect. That's what I tell them. I know, crazy.
No, and it honestly is a good lesson because sometimes they can drive you absolutely nuts. As I'm sure that never happened to you, though.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to therapy because of softball.
Well, we won't get into those memories. I promise with you, Brianna. Let's wrap it up on this note. Of course, successful career. For those in Saluki Nation, you're going, man, what's Brianna up to? You kind of already mentioned that you give some pitching lessons back home. Like just kind of a life update of where you're at in your life, any family members, et cetera, just how that's kind of gone along for you.
I now have 2 kids and a husband. Family stays the same. And then I work at a small factory in Tullahoma, Tennessee. I work with like 8 women and 180 men. And I try to compete with all the men. I'm like, who wants to have a push-up contest? They think I'm crazy, but yeah, I still try to compete with everyone. But yeah, that's what I'm doing nowadays.
I'm sure that will surprise nobody that's
doesn't.
watched you that's watched you for years in that Saluki maroon. Brianna, enjoy the night. Take it in and enjoy the weekend, and we appreciate you taking time to talk with us and hope you enjoy this weekend here back in Carbondale.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
It's again, Hall of Famer now, Saluki Hall of Famer from Saluki softball, Brianna Jones.